I can't do both on the same day. This is We Have Concerns. Hi, Jeff Cannata.
Hi, Anthony Carboni.
Hello, concerned citizens. Jeff, we're going to talk about something today that is the most scientific thing we've ever talked about.
Really? That's a high bar. Ghosts. Oh, no.
That's right.
This is how I get in trouble with my wife, you know.
What do you mean?
Because, you know, I'm a pretty intense skeptic when it comes to this kind of thing. And and she wants to believe. She wants to believe. And we get into some, at this point, I've just been very hands off. And I'm like, okay, whatever, you know. But she wants, when there's a weird bump in the house, she wants me to, you know, go investigate it. And I'm like, the house is settling. It's just, it's not, I don't want to get up right now.
House make noise.
House make noise. It's not your ancestors, you know?
Yeah.
It's not but she's convinced that there's a ghost that's following her around since she was a kid.
I'm sorry. This is one single ghost?
I mean, I don't want to speak for her or throw her under the bus or anything, but
no.
Yeah, I think her conception is that it's this persistent thing that has been around and
she and the spirit are linked, and where she goes, the spirit goes.
Yeah, and she can sometimes, you know, she'll say like, "Okay, I hear you. Leave me alone now, please. I need my space." And it, you know, so she's like, you know, she full on, and I just can't. You know, at this point, I don't talk about it because that is so far removed from my worldview, you know?
Yeah, and there's not. I get it. Like I was in a very long-term relationship with somebody who was similar, and it's like, look, you want to sage the house. Like you want to right. If you feel like you know this is something you need to do, that's cool. I'm not going to allow it to change our routine or things we have planned.
Right.
I cannot allow it to actually interfere with our functional, real, provable life.
Right.
But you know, if it's the sort of thing where we're like once a year, you're like, energy's off, we got to move the furniture. I'm like, cool, energy's off, we got to move the furniture.
Right. I can move furniture.
Yeah. This'll stop it for the next 3 months, and then when the energy's off again, we'll move the couch and it'll fuck the ghost up the same way it did last time. There's nothing that fucks a ghost up more than moving a couch.
Oh, they hate that.
No,
they hate that.
When a ghost walks into a room and it's like
bad feng shui.
Yeah. Gotta have a source of running water on the northern wall. What are you doing?
Hey, man. I really liked that settee over there.
Now I'm going to throw things in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
I've met a lot of people. I would say that everyone I know, out of everyone I know, most people are not on a straight up 0 on the scale of believing in the supernatural. I would say that everyone I know has a little bit of belief in something supernatural for the most part. You know, there are real skeptics. There are real skeptics out there. I'm not a supernatural person. I know a few people who aren't supernatural people, but I would say most people I know have their like 1 or 2 things, you know?
I am pretty big skeptic when I basically don't believe anything that isn't provable, but I also act in ways that are stupid, that I know are stupid, that are weirdly superstitious, you know, like I don't know if it's OCD or if it's superstition, you know, it's a fine line sometimes, but I'll do a thing because the last time I did that thing, things worked out great. You know, I'll wear the underpants.
Yeah. You got to wear the lucky jersey or whatever.
Yeah. I'll do that dumb stuff. Even though I know it's dumb, I'll still do it. So I'm a hypocrite to some extent, but I think I'm pretty close to not buying any of it. You know?
Ghosts are one thing you simply cannot get me. I've gone to haunted places. I've stayed in haunted places. I love going to haunted places because I enjoy a theme.
Me too.
You know what I mean?
I love playing into it. I love the theatricality of all of it.
Yeah, of course. I love going to a place and they're like, and then, they say that here in this hotel, you could hear the ghost of the boy who died and I was like, yeah, put me in the boys' room.
Yeah.
Is the boys' room available tonight? Put me in the ghost boys' room. I want to know.
We were just watching. There's a new show on Apple TV called Widow's Bay.
Yeah.
And have you watched it?
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's basically the concept is, what if you were mayor of Horror Island? And there's a scene in one of the early episodes we were watching it. My wife and I were watching it together. A scene in one of the early episodes where one of the townspeople challenges the mayor to stay in the hauntedest room, the most haunted room in the whole island, the room that nobody wants to go in. And my wife's like, would you do that? And I was like, yeah, I would. I know in the context of the TV show, in the context of the TV show, supernatural is real. Yeah. But if you're asking me in real life, would I go into the haunted room and spend the night? Yes, I don't think anything would happen. It's like...
Yeah, I'm that person. I want to go to the haunted place. I want to have fun with the legends.
Yeah.
But something is very interesting here because haunted places do exist, and haunted place in terms of like people go to this haunted spot and they feel that it is haunted.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
This is a thing.
Weird stuff has happened. I saw a thing, and everybody who comes here sees a thing.
Yeah, exactly. And it's kind of like, okay, but like you knew you were going to a haunted place, but right. What if people didn't, right?
Yeah.
There are a lot of places that people will independently tell you feel haunted, right? Mm-hmm. And there's been a lot of studies into it, right? Like in 2003, there was a study that was into psychological mechanisms between ghostly activity, right? And it was at this place, Hampton Court Palace in Surrey, which is in England, which England is haunted as shit, and I fucking love it. Yeah. And then the
Anywhere there's been a lot of beheadings.
Yeah.
There's usually some good haunts.
Oh, we landed in London, and I was like, get me to that tower where they murder the boys.
Yeah.
Get me to Boy Death Tower. I'm ready. So they were walking around in Hampton Court Palace and Southbridge Vaults in Edinburgh, and people, regardless of whether they knew that those spaces were supposed to be haunted, felt uneasy, right?
Yeah.
They weren't told why they were being, put there and like walk around and let us know what's up, but they just knew that it felt weird. And looking at those areas, so here's my thing about this. I'll go through the actual procedures of this, but I got some opinions. But both of those places have variances in local magnetic fields, humidity, and lighting levels, right? Feels weird. Sure, it absolutely feels weird because the magnetic fields are different and the humidity fucks with you. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The main theory of this 2003 paper was that stronger magnetic fields may affect the brain the same way that like if you put electrical stimulation on the back of your head, like near the angular gyrus, right? You can feel like there's somebody standing behind you.
Yeah.
Like mimicking your movements. You can feel like there's a ghost there, or you know what I mean?
Cool.
And so they were like, okay, it might be the magnetic fields. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Also, if you go to those places in England or Scotland, they just look haunted.
Yeah, well, that's part of it, is that we create stories in our brains.
Yeah.
That's just what humans do.
It's just a bunch of Del Toro buildings over there.
That's right. It's all Del Toro as far as the eye can see.
Yeah, so you got like a normal house, right? And you go somewhere like London, you got a normal house, and then 3 blocks down, it's like, oh, and here's the murder pub there is.
That's right.
It's been around since 1465, and there's been one murder a year.
That's the problem. That's the problem. You're like, regular house, Del Toro, Tim Burton, regular house, Del Toro. That's how it is. It's and that's what we don't understand here in the States is, stuff that's older than 250 years seems pretty creepy.
Yeah.
Look,
we don't even let stuff get that. We let stuff get maybe 40 or 50, and then we're like, listen, bud, you're either condos or you're a smoothie king. We don't have time for you to just sit there.
That's right. That's right. Anything that existed when people were still leeching each other for health, is pretty just inherently creepy.
No, we keep all that shit to Colonial Williamsburg. You get Colonial Williamsburg, and then the rest of America is for bulldozing. Get it dozed is what we say.
Get dozed. Yeah,
Get dozed. We ain't got time for ghosts.
That's on the dollar, right underneath that eye on the pyramid. It says get dozed.
Right. E pluribus unum means get dozed.
Unum.
70% of subjects in a related study of Mary King's Close, which was another haunted location. All these places have haunted names.
It sounds haunted. That's not even fair. Mary King's Close? Yeah, she's close. She's right behind you.
Yeah. Mary King? She's right behind me, isn't she?
How do you feel? Mary King's Close? Yeah, no, I'm terrified. Yes, I get it.
People reported feeling suddenly cold, like they were being watched or touched. They heard unexplained footsteps. The places where they felt those things had markedly lower humidity than surrounding nearby areas. So what these studies are saying are, the experiences of hauntings are real in the sense that we're feeling sensations. They're not due to ghosts.
It's a little drafty in here is what it is.
We
don't,
drafty. But they're things that we don't, there's sudden changes in our feeling and we don't know why. We cannot immediately attribute them, either because they're too subtle or they're not something that normally happens. I think haunted places are sort of like that story we did 1 million years ago about crying on the plane.
Yeah. The pressure of a plane is just different and your body doesn't know how to deal with it.
The sympathetic feeling of crying on a plane because it feels similar to being sad.
Yeah. This is honestly the biggest one of the biggest problems of the human species is we're literally built not to be able to acknowledge that we don't know what's going on. We just have to be like, no. I know what's going on. I get it. It's a fiction that I'm inventing right now, but I'm certain it's true because I can't deal with uncertainty.
Yeah. I'm not going to leave it without an answer. So my answer is ghosts.
That's right. That's right.
And then also there are certain things that we are built to ignore feeling, right? We're supposed to be running around surviving and not thinking about stuff. And we've given ourselves so much time to think about stuff now. We've evolved into a thing that just sits and thinks all the time, which is a problem. But
were there ghosts over there? I don't know. I'm trying to get enough food to survive, man.
Yeah, I don't... What do you mean ghosts? I am being chased by a larger thing.
That's right. I don't have to worry about ghosts. I got to worry about saber-toothed tiger over there.
Yeah. What happens when we die? I don't know. Let's not find out right now.
Yeah, I'm trying real hard not to find out.
Let's find out maybe later. So this thing is like, we feel these subtle changes. We don't know to acknowledge them because they are feeling changes that we don't necessarily deal with. And then those sensations become heightened when there is an expectation of a place being haunted.
Right.
Now we're listening to our body. We're
self-fulfilling prophecy.
We're trying to feel what's going on. And what's going on is I feel haunted. I feel super haunted. But now there's a big theory that people have been sort of looking into for the last few years. A gentleman named Vic Tandy, an engineer at Coventry University, proposed another explanation, Jeff. Infrasound.
Yeah! Infrasound.
Infrasound. This is low-frequency sounds, Jeff.
Hell yeah.
Sounds particularly at the frequency of 18.9 hertz. This is a sound that is
the ghost frequency, Anthony. That's the ghost frequency.
That is the ghost frequency.
What's the frequency, Kenneth?
It's a little bit now. That's the different frequency.
Isn't the ghost frequencies Kenneth's frequency? No.
Also, I'd like to discuss the way you sang "What's the Frequency, Kenneth" right now.
That's my Michael Stipe.
You sang "What's the Frequency, Kenneth" like you were part of the Broadway musical Chess. You sang "What's the Frequency, Kenneth" like one night in Bangkok, ain't so hard and humble.
What's the frequency, Kenneth? This your Benza train? Ha ha. No,
no. Vic Tandy, who is an engineer at Coventry University, said that 18.9 hertz infrasound, just below the range of human hearing, but not so low that we aren't aware of it physically.
Yeah.
So this is a sound that we don't recognize as hearing, but our body can respond to the sound. Almost like the super high sounds of like a piece of electronics being left on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't hear it, but you're like, oh, something's on.
Yeah. Right.
Something needs to be turned off.
Yeah. My dad has this thing in his front yard that is meant to keep the cats away.
Yeah.
Cats like pee on his front yard. And it's like this weird sound emitter thing that is supposed to freak out the cats and keep them away.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
I don't know. He's convinced. But
ultrasonics don't work to get rid of cats. They don't work to get rid of bugs. They don't work to get rid of anything like all that stuff that's snake oil, baby.
Well, I'll tell you this. I can't hear it, but I can feel it.
Yes.
I walk to his front yard, like walking to his front yard. I'm like, I don't like I don't know what's going on over here. I can't hear nothing.
Yeah.
There's no sensation in particular, but I can tell something's on.
Yes, that's exactly it. That's sort of what they're saying haunting is. It's kind of like that super high frequency they play at 7-Elevens to keep the kids from hanging out there.
Yeah.
I can't hear it, but it's like, I don't like it. I don't want to be here for it. Vic Tandy had this experience. He was working at the Warwick Laboratory, named, of course, for the star of Willow.
Dionne Warwick?
That's right. Dionne Warwick Davis. He had this thing. He felt the hairs rise on the back of his neck, and he caught an apparition out of the corner of his eye that turned when he turned to face it. It disappeared. And he was like, wait a minute. I'm an engineer. I'm not some rube. This has got to be due to infrasonic vibrations from a newly installed extractor fan.
He didn't say,
we just put in this fan.
That's me in the corner. That's me in the spotlight.
That doesn't even have anything to do with anything.
But it's a guy in the corner. It was a guy in the corner that he thought he saw out of the corner of his eye.
Gotcha.
No?
Okay. Yeah. I'm waiting. I'm excited to see how the comedy rule of thirds comes back for this one. I'm excited.
Everybody hurts.
No, it's too early. So he was like, this extractor fan, we just put it in. When he turned it off, he felt as if a weight had been lifted from his from his chest. He was like, okay, that was definitely it. He died before he was able to investigate it further because of the ghosts.
But he's still in the house!
That's right. And because he did not get to finish the extractor fan study, he now haunts scientists at the laboratory in Warwick to this very day.
That's so good. That's so good that the guy that's trying to debunk ghosts died before he could finish his work. That's so good.
Right? He was just like, I knew it was the fan. Now I just have to figure out what...
And weirdly, they couldn't figure out why he died, but he did have like weird finger marks on his throat.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And he was alone. He was completely alone that day. It's very strange.
At MacEwan University, which I have to imagine is right across the street, Rodney Schmaltz, who is the co-author of this latest story, this latest study that we're talking about.
The study's a little schmaltzy.
I think the reason I think MacEwan University must be right across the street from the Warwick Laboratory is his study is finishing the infrasound work that Tandy started. And so he must be haunted by Vic Tandy.
Oh, yeah. He's like, all right, I'll do it. Stop it, Tandy.
The ghosts keep telling Dr. Schmaltz to do the strangest things. Is he dangerous? Are they telling him to murder? No, they want him to study the fan. I'll do it. I'll turn the fan on.
The ghosts want you to debunk them.
So he's like, look, what I think is, people are in an old building. They attribute it to ghosts. I want to see if there's really a strong fear response that's enhanced by infrasound, because buildings are going to make lower sounds because of all the different things, especially older buildings. You get to a point where like you've got early 20th century or late 19th century buildings, and those make a lot of low hums and sounds because of things like old pipes, duct work, electrical work, plumbing.
This frequency. This is the frequency at which pipes rattle. That's what we're going to find out.
And chains, the chains that you forged in life.
Yeah.
So, and then you get even further back, and some of these old buildings are just rattling and vibrating and making all kinds of weird noises because they were built a long ass time ago.
Yeah.
So he's like, all right, we got to figure out if it's infrasound. So here's what he did. They built infrasound speakers.
Yeah, they did.
Took them to a commercial haunted house.
Nice. Yes. Let's fuck some people up.
They did it during the off hours when the usual actors, aren't there. And they recruited subjects to walk through the house and report on sensations they experienced. And what Dr. Schmaltz found out is whenever they turned on the infrasound, people immediately started walking through the house faster.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
They knew it was a fake haunted house. They knew it was off hours. They knew it wasn't really haunted. But every time they turned on the infrasound, people were just like, I got to get the fuck out of here.
This was fun. Let's go. Let's go.
So this is the first study that he did, and he was like, interesting, okay. And then he met up with a fellow neuroscientist. They met and they started chatting. Kate Scatterdy. Scatterdy wrote a 2023 paper demonstrating an aversion to zebrafish in infrasound. If we can't fuck up a mouse, we're going to fuck up a zebrafish.
Yeah, we will.
So specifically, if you turn on infrasound, zebrafish get an anxiety response to it that cause them to avoid areas of a tank. So if you build a big tank and you put infrasound in certain places and then you turn it off and then you turn it on and then you turn it off, the zebrafish start avoiding that part of the tank just subconsciously.
Hey Harvey, Over there by the little diver man in the chest.
We don't go to the diver man in the chest.
Do not go to the diver
we
man in the chest.
We do not go to the diver. We don't speak about the I used to love going to the diver man in the chest. Used to be my favorite place, but I'll tell you what, something's off.
Those little bubbles? I don't know what's going on with those little bubbles over there. I don't like it.
No, here's the thing. People are telling me that the bubbles were always there. I don't think they were. Because I used to have fun over there, and now I don't. And the only thing I'm seeing is those bubbles. Something off about those bubbles. Also, it's been 5 minutes. I've forgotten who you are. But what this means is, yeah, okay, there is a physiological response to infrasound. And so, Cale Scatterty and Dr. Schmaltz got together, and they're both like, hey, man, do you want to fuck with some people?
Yeah.
They're like, dude, I would love to just fuck with some people in this very specific way that we both enjoy.
I did not get into science to not fuck with people.
I keep telling everybody, we got to fuck with people with sound. And everybody at work is like, Scatterty, you're so weird. Quit trying to fuck with people with sound. And Victor Schmaltz is like, Rodney Schmaltz is like, me too.
Dude, we're St. Patrick. I knew we were going to be best friends.
Let's go get them. Let's go fuck up our coworkers.
Did they figure out something that just makes infrasound? Like, have they found a thing that makes infrasound on its own? Like, is there a seriously something in your house? Like, there are 14 things in your house right now that will make infrasound.
I mean, speakers can do it. I mean, yeah, like it's just a very low vibration that's literally right outside the spectrum of human hearing.
Huh.
So genuinely, you can these speakers are basically, like they say in the study, they use like 12-inch pile subwoofers, like the kind of woofers that like dudes used to put in their trunk.
Yeah.
You know, you turn them down to like their lowest frequency, and it's kind of like you have a neighbor that's got a subwoofer and they're watching a movie and you can't hear it.
Right.
But you know they're watching a movie and you're like, motherfucker, it's too late to be watching a movie right now with the subwoofer on.
Yeah.
That's sort of like right on the edge of infrasound, right? So what they did is they were like, well, wait a minute. Is it infrasound on its own, or is it infrasound within context? Right?
Oh, yeah. So do you have to sort of be amped for the haunting, or will the sound itself automatically put you in that place of being uncomfortable and start to freak out?
Yeah, because like I just said, we're putting 12-inch subwoofers in our trunk.
Yeah.
Along with 10-disc CD changers.
Haunted trunks, man.
Haunted trunks.
Yeah.
And so they were like, oh, you know, maybe there's something to this. Music. What we'll do is we'll take a bunch of participants and we'll put them in a room that has calming music or unsettling ambient music.
Well, Danny Elfman up in here.
Yeah, a little of the weirder part of the Oingo Boingo.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
A deep cut off the album. And what they did was, so half of them were in a room with like kind of chill yoga music and then infrasound, and the other half of them were in a room with like weird unsettling ambient music, and then they were all being exposed, but then also like half of them, you know, a little bit of control subjects, and then a couple groups that had infrasound going on both. And what they found was, across the board, no matter what the atmosphere was, musically, I guess ambiently, you know, whatever the vibes were, infrasound throws off the vibes.
This yoga class fucking sucks, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with it. It's something, I don't like it.
They keep telling me to get centered. I said, fuck you. And I don't know why I did that.
I came here to relax and I can't. I don't understand it.
They thought what would happen is like, okay, if the infrasound is on, maybe people will find the calming music even more relaxing and the scarier music will be even scarier.
Like it's just a sweetener for whatever side of the spectrum you're on.
It's the slime from Ghostbusters 2 was the theory.
Yeah.
What they're saying is that real life hauntings are closest to Ghostbusters 2.
Sure. Yeah.
I set my love to give you higher.
You doing Michael Stipe?
Higher. That's right. That's my Michael Stipe. You remember when they played Michael Stipe in the Statue of Liberty at the end of Ghostbusters 2?
Yeah. I can do the whole rap from Ghostbusters 2 if you'd like.
Yeah.
You think? All right. How does it start? It
sounds like white guy rap from the 80s.
Throwing a party for a bunch of children when all the while the slime was under the building, so they packed up and hold up, got a grip, came equipped with the proton packs in the backs, and they split. His name is Vigo, the master of evil, trying to battle my boys. Yo, that ain't legal.
That's not the whole thing.
I mean, that's enough.
So no, the Ghostbusters 2 slime does not work like Ghostbusters 2 slime.
Okay.
Infrasound is always annoying. There's no, sometimes it makes us happy, sometimes it makes us sad.
It's just unsettling. We just don't like it.
Yeah, it's an unsettling physiological response. Now, they are not saying that infrasound is causing hauntings. They're not saying that. He actually says, Schmaltz actually says, I want to be very clear, we're not saying that we've solved hauntings because I will catch a ghost.
Because we still need that money. We need that grant money.
I will catch a fucking ghost. I do believe in them. He said, but in these older buildings, you know, he says the same thing that we were just talking about. Low rumbling pipes, vibrations from the surrounding city that old buildings weren't set up to deal with, you know?
That weird pit that leads to hell.
Yeah.
You know, anything. It could be anything.
Yeah, the strange trap door in the basement where when you open it, you can hear it whispering your name.
It could be any completely normal thing in your house.
That's right. Any one of those normal things. So they're like, this is definitely a piece of the puzzle. Now they are saying that, like, look, Tandy also saw a ghost, right? He said the fan was on and he saw a ghost. And what Dr. Schmaltz says is like, yeah, I don't know. I can't explain that.
We're just talking about sound here, man.
He's like, it's just sound, dude. He said apparently Vic Tandy's writings on this that he was scribbling while he was having his fatal heart attack before he died. He was speculating that the infrasound was making his eyes vibrate, which made him see the ghost out of the corner of his eye.
Whoa.
And Dr. Schmaltz is like, yeah, I just don't see that being a thing. I just don't think that's it, my guy.
But my eyes are my eyes vibrating, maybe? I don't know.
What's going on with that? Vibrating up. My favorite part of this, though, is he's like, listen, the other thing that I want to say is so the way they figured this out that it was unsettling is they tested people's saliva for cortisol levels.
Okay.
That's cool. Yeah. So they didn't just say that they felt unsettled. You know, it wasn't just just kids sitting around in a circle going, who's moving the Ouija board? I'm not moving it. You know,
I love that. I honestly almost brought that up earlier because I always worry that, I mean, obviously you want to have a little faith in the methods of a study, a scientific study, but you always wonder if it's like, hey, so do you feel unsettled? Oh yeah, you know what? Now that you mention it, yeah, I kind of do feel unsettled. You know, you never want self-reporting is always so unreliable.
Yeah, and especially in groups, right, where everybody's like, oh, I do feel a little off. Do you feel a little off? Yes, I guess I do too. You know, like that. No, they actually tested cortisol levels to see what was going on with these people. And one of the things, this is such a cool ending. This is actually my favorite part of this whole thing, Jeff. Are you ready for this shit?
Hit me.
He's like, listen, I understand that this study has a pretty small homogeneous sample size, and it's testing for cortisol costs a lot of money, and I only had an $8,000 grant to study the ghosts.
That's his explanation is like, I don't know. I need more money, really, is what it is.
Yeah, he was literally like, I'm sorry, I wish I had done it with more people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, everybody here. Yeah, I understand what your criticism is of my thing. It's my criticism too. Don't talk to me. Talk to the grant people.
Yeah, talk to the grant people who have decided that me trying to figure out what's the sound that a ghost makes.
It's only worth $8,000.
Yeah. I'm just I'm trying to do real science over here and figure out what sound is ghosts. And the grant people are like, we're not going to give you a lot of money for that. As a matter of fact, I had to be very persistent to even get that $8,000. I don't know why the science money people wouldn't give me the money to study the sound of ghosts.
He's literally Venkman. He's literally like, those guys are like, we need money, man. The beginning of Ghostbusters when they get kicked out of the actual university, because they're doing pseudoscience. I love it.
Yeah. He's just like, look, I'm going to do a larger sample size, funds permitting. In the meantime, me and my team, we're visiting a lot of supposedly haunted locations, and we're measuring the sound levels.
We're doing
to
what we
see
can
if there's
on the
any
low
difference
budge.
between haunted places and places that are not haunted. And he was asked by the reporter, how's that going? And he said, we're not finding much.
This guy's rad. I love this guy.
He's like, honestly, honestly, I'm trying to find ghost connection. And so everything's going to be loosey-goosey if we're real.
Also, is it weird though that everybody whose cortisol levels I tracked is died in weird ways? Like 3 weeks after that, is it weird?
Yeah,
that, like
it's strange. Nobody wants to give me their cortisol anymore because of the deaths, and it's like, I know we have a very small sample size for a study. But is it too small a sample size for multiple unexplained accidental deaths? Because I don't think so. That's just random numbers.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, sure. Was it a little weird? Was it a little weird that somebody drowned in their bed?
Yeah.
Feels off? Sure.
Sure. It's outside the norm of what we expected.
But it's not impossible, clearly, because it happened. So, is it me that's doing it? It can't be the study because ghosts don't exist. We're just trying to figure out why people believe in them. Now, yes, there was also the person that somehow tripped and fell up the stairs 3 days after I took their cortisol. They broke their neck falling up.
Unrelated, but it's notable, I guess.
I guess you could note it. I guess. But they didn't give me the money to study that, so I don't really have. I can't do it on my own time. I'm working. I'm teaching classes. I've got lectures. I've got office hours, and I've only got $8,000 to study the sound.
I
haven't even finished with the sound. You want me to figure out why one of the guys whose cortisol I took wound up at the top of the university clock tower, hanging from the second hand, impaled?
I did ask for more money from the money guys, but one of them, I don't know, imploded? Is that a thing? I don't know. That's what they told me.
I asked him for money, and he asked me to show him what I was going to do. Like what my methodology was. And so I took a little bit of his cortisol and he turned inside out. Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. We gotta stop the interview. Oh, why? Do you have somewhere to be? No, it's just, it's 3 p.m. and this is when the weird voice goes, stop studying the sound. Okay, we can continue now. It's real quick. It just happens every day at 3 o'clock. Have you looked into that? I'd love to. Are you going to pay for me to look into that? Who's going to pay for me to look into any of this?
I love this. I
my
love
own
this,
supplies for the classroom.
I love that I have now some ammunition to tell my wife.
So,
baby. It's like everything I tell you. It's the vibrations.
So the vibes are off. That's all. You know what's funny, Jeff, is what we've learned from this is you're both saying the same thing.
Yeah.
The vibes are off.
The vibes are off.
And you can agree on that.
For years.
Here's the if you can always express it in that term.
Yeah.
You can always agree with her.
Yeah. Honey, I hear you. The vibes are definitely off.
The vibes are off.
Go back to sleep.
Oh man. You know, a little side story here, a little guide end to this is back when I had that TV show that I did with Tara Long and Travis, one of the experiments we did is we used natural phenomenon to make a house seem haunted to somebody.
Oh, that's cool.
We did things like we changed air pressure in a room to make doors close on their own. And we made
really?
like things.
That's rad.
Yeah. And we just showed it's like all natural stuff that can happen to make a house seem haunted.
Yeah.
And so there is a lot of stuff out there that makes things feel weird. Yeah. And we did not know to do the infrasound though.
You gotta get
which
that infrasound.
I think really could have really helped. I want to say thanks to La Vida Loca, Jay Martin, for sending this one in.
Thank you, Jay.
Over at the Discord. If you want to be part of that Discord, you just head to patreon.com/wehaveconcerns. Non-haunted website.
Yeah, you can't prove that it is.
You don't have the money. Because you're about to give some of it to us. Why? So you can join the Discord, so you can get bonus episodes, so you can get early episodes, so you can get all kinds of bonuses, but most importantly, so you can help this ding-dang show continue.
We would love it. We would appreciate it. It's good for you. It's good for us. If you get a little value out of what we're talking about, maybe get a little value in return, patreon.com/wehaveconcerns.
Okay, don't get killed by ghosts.
I love you.